Hi everyone!
I'm Merel.
I'm Fleur.
And we're the Style Circle.
And today we're going to be sharing some thrifting tips with you.
Yeah, so we have 10 thrift tips for you guys that could be useful when you're starting out with thrifting or just
if you want to know
a little more about how we thrift.
Yeah.
Let's get on with the video.
My first tip is to go thrifting with other people because you can often get a lot of inspiration from them. It's just a fun social activity in my opinion. Maybe if you're also dubious about something, then you can ask that person for
That's
advice.
so nice.
Yeah, for Merel.
I'm super dubious, so I always need to have at least one person with me when I go thrifting. When you go thrifting with other people, they can sometimes find items that you wouldn't have found for yourself otherwise.
Sometimes you just look over
exactly
items.
And that's why it's nice to have more than one person, to be with other people, because 4 eyes or 8 eyes or 6 eyes, 4, 8, 6, I can count. They're always better than 2.
There's just a lot of benefits.
Agreed. Tip number 2 is to take your time when thrifting. This is a very important tip. You're not going to be able to look at everything in there in 5 or 10 minutes. You need to take your time. Look between clothing, because sometimes there'll be a beautiful t-shirt just hanging slightly off the hanger and you don't see. No, but there's always going to be those hidden treasures. People hide stuff too, so you gotta be alert. You gotta look for those hiding spots. Because people hide something, it's usually good. I'm not saying take things out of people's baskets or whatever, but I'm just saying, if you see something really nice and it's kind of in a strange location, maybe somebody hid it, but you could just take it. If the store's too big to take your time for everything, really focus on one section per trip, kind of, just because then you can really get, if you really want a pair of pants, then really look in depth at the pants section and then maybe just whiz through the t-shirts. One time you may buy bags of clothes and then the next time come out empty-handed, but that's totally fine because it's just luck, and one day you're luckier and the other you're not.
Tip number 3 is to go thrifting in smaller towns or neighborhoods. The pieces are probably not going to be as trendy, but the prices will be a lot better, and it's more of a scavenger hunt, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's more fun sometimes because you just really don't know what you're gonna find.
Exactly, you'll come out with the most unexpected items, but in the best way. It's really fun.
Yeah.
The 4th tip is to try on something different every time you're at a thrift store. Put something in your basket that you're going to try on that kind of intrigues you, but isn't really your style, or something kind of out of your comfort zone, because a lot of the times you'll end up loving those pieces. And the great thing about thrifting is that the prices are really low, so you can really experiment with different garments and different kind of styles. So take advantage of that. Just try on different things, and you can also really broaden your style by doing that. I just think it's a really good thing to do.
Our 5th tip is to check out the little kids section, whether that's the little girls section or the little boys section, because there's often some hidden gems in there.
Exactly. And sometimes they also put adult stuff in the kids section accidentally,
and then they charge it for much
cheaper.
So
it's amazing.
I once had it that I got this jacket. It was only $2.50 because they thought that it was for children, although it was just for women.
Yeah.
Just always look. Also, if you're short like us, it's really great to check out little boys' jeans.
Those are really good.
Often they're just still a little bit too small, but sometimes you can find pants. I think if you're taller than the men's section, a lot of people go to the men's section. Yeah. For us, that's not really an option.
No.
But that could also be a good tip. As for the little girls section, they often have really cute tops.
Jackets.
Yeah, jackets also. Just definitely check out the kids section. Yeah.
Tip number 6 is to not hesitate to go to the same thrift store a lot, because a lot of people think, I went this week, next week, there's not going to be anything new. What's the point of going? Thrift stores, they restock and they get so many new donations every day. So many people buy things every day, so they're constantly stocking
Getting
new
new
items. If you go one day, the next day you might find a lot of new items ready, especially if you wait a week. There's going to be a lot of new items, and of course there will be the same items too that you've seen before, but there's also going to be so many new items. So really, if you want to go thrifting every week, go ahead. Really,
just do it. Tip number 7 would be to wear a very simple or universal outfit when you go thrifting.
So key.
We say this because if you're, for example, trying on something very funky, so for example, a funky blouse, and you're just wearing a pair of plain jeans. If you're wearing very maybe funky pants, then it might be kind of hard to envision how you could style it. So I think if you're just wearing something plain, you can really decide, okay, do I want this item, and can it really go with the pieces in my wardrobe?
For sure. I recommend just wearing a t-shirt, jeans, no belt, and slip-on shoes, or just trainers or whatever that you can really quickly put on and off. So not boots or shoes that lace up really high. I don't recommend. Maybe bring a belt. I don't necessarily recommend wearing one because then you have to constantly unbuckle it. But I do recommend bringing a belt because, you know, sometimes pants are a little big, but then you can see, okay, do they look good belted? And I don't know about you guys with your thrift stores, but sometimes you don't really have belts that fit. So I would just recommend bringing your own little belt. Then when you're at home, you don't think, oh wow, these look really bad when belted. Why did I buy these? Our 8th tip is to go to vintage stores for items that are a little trendier, especially here in the Netherlands. You're generally not really going to find very trendy pieces at thrift stores. At vintage stores, however, they select items based on how trendy they are actually. So vintage stores are just an accumulation of trendy things found at thrift stores. Things at vintage stores are a lot more expensive. They're basically high street prices, but
or even more
you can still get some really nice pieces, and they're great for just those pieces you really want but just haven't been able to find at a thrift store. Let's say colorful berets, sports logo t-shirts,
Levi's jeans,
Calvin Klein jeans, those kind of things. I know that in the US and Canada, there's a bigger chance you find those at thrift stores, but especially here, that's just in Europe, not gonna happen. So I recommend vintage shopping for your specific trending pieces you want.
Tip number 9 is not to pay attention to any sizes.
Very true.
There was this pair of pants that I thought were gonna fit me because they were my size, but they ended up being way too small, probably because they shrunk in the wash or something.
So that can happen. Really, every country, every brand, even within a brand, every garment has its own kind of size guide.
If you think, okay, that's not my size, it's too big or it's too small, it might not be. Just try it on, because you never know.
Tip number 10, so the last tip, is to not be afraid to bargain. I'm not saying go up to the cashier and ask, hey, can I have 50% off this item for no reason, just because I want to? No. I'm talking about if something is a little damaged, it doesn't look that great anymore, it has a hole in it that you think you can fix, a button is missing, that kind of stuff. Point it out, you know, just go up to the cashier and say, hey, there's a button missing, there's a little hole in this, there's some damage on this shoe, can I maybe get it for this much money, for this much off? And a lot of the time they'll say yes, because if you come to them with a reasonable kind of argument, then yeah, they'll understand. But if not, just remember, no is no. Don't go into a whole discussion with the people because it's already so cheap and you don't have to buy it, you know?
Exactly.
You can just leave it there, and this is also those people's income. Things are already so cheap, so just respect that. Respect it if they say no, and be happy when they say yes. So I think that's the last tip.
So those are all of our thrifting tips. We hope that they helped you out.
Like usual, if you have any constructive criticism or video suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, especially in regard to thrifting, because we'd love to make more thrifting videos. They're probably your favorite to make.
Exactly, and our goal is to just have every item in our wardrobe be thrifted.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye!